because like it's just like teenagers pretending that they know about all this stuff and like telling people like, oh, if you're an Aquarius or if you're a Cancer, you don't know how to hide your emotions or you're too emotional. Like I feel like that's not really what astrology was about at one point, you know? I've never like explored in depth. Like I've just kind of seen what's on the surface. So like I would love to explore more because it seems so fascinating. Like the way you talk about it, like I don't know, you make it seem really cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is probably like one of the best talks on Omegle I've ever had in my life. This was like a really fun. Oh my god, I've like never had so much fun on Omegle. I love talking about this stuff.
What kind of how many times have you been on Omegle? You haven't had any like solid interactions?
Oh no, I've had interactions that are like, oh my god, like where are you from? Like how are you? That's like the basic stuff. But I've never had like a sit down talk, a good 10 minutes. Learn a lot about like a person based off of their opinions and their beliefs.
That's like very small.
Yeah. Fair. Do you think aliens are real?
100%.
100%?
I mean, our military literally released information on that shit, so.
Yeah.
Literally on government website. Literally, if you type in .gov, it's literally there, but I haven't seen anything myself, so when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. It makes sense. But as of right now, it's like, who really knows? I don't really know. But I mean, apparently.
There's an app called CE5, and there's this whole process where you can try to make contact with them, and that's what this whole news made a bunch of documentaries about it.
See, I don't think I would waste my time for that. You feel me? Like, I don't think I would take the time out of my day to go do that shit. 1 out of 10 times is gonna happen. Super low ratio. You know?
I mean, I'd probably do that. Like, you'd have to go somewhere there's no like lights and shit, so obviously it's inconvenient, but
Teach their own.
Many of you know I'm interested in learning about and communicating with extraterrestrials. Don't laugh. I'm so passionate that I actually brought on a leading authority in the space,
which is a global diplomatic effort to make contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. So within the framework of peace as opposed to militarism. I mean, as a young doctor, I went from shifts in the emergency department taking care of shootings and stabbings and whatnot to flying up to Washington to brief people on this issue back in the 90s.
What are you eating?
Does it look like shit?
No, I can't see it.
It's protein powder, peanut butter, seeds, etc.
Nice.
Do you think past lives are real?
No.
Why?
Because, well, I don't think that they're not real. I'm just not educated enough to like have an opinion on them.
And a lot of stuff relative to it are like stories and experimenting, the sort of things that they do themselves, like the whole gist of how people claim they go into that state of remembrance. It's like there's brainwave states, and you can go down to one called theta, which is like meditation, and you can prompt yourself suggestively to ask about those types of things.
That's really cool.
Because that would like
it's cool to like
game changer. If it was.
Yeah, it's cool to like learn about other people's opinion. I haven't like heard about this until now, so.
Like the concept, or it's just like not something you've heard many times?
Not something I've heard many times. Like I've heard the concept, but like I haven't learned enough about it.
There are really cool videos about it, like documentaries and stuff. There's quite a few stories of kids who have like birthmarks and who talk about like specific details of whatever.
I've seen that kid with like the white birthmark on his neck, who he got from his grandmother, who had like a white paint mark on the back of her neck, which I thought was really cool. But like,
there was one boy who, since he was really little, was telling his dad all these details about this specific like marine ship that wasn't like a ship; it was just like a place where planes park on, and the guy who he figured he was someone who died in a plane crash that was like docked on that, and the kid knew all the details of this like random dock and the family of this random dude.
So he goes, "Daddy, that's where my airplane was shot down." And I said, "What?" "That's my airplane got shot down there, Daddy." And I just went blank. I couldn't say anything.
By then, Bruce had become a man possessed, searching the internet, combing through military records, and interviewing men who served aboard the Natoma Bay. Finally, a breakthrough. He learned that there was just one pilot from the squadron killed at Iwo Jima. That pilot, James M. Houston Jr. That's why little James was calling himself James 3.
And they tracked down the family and they met him, and this little kid was like, "I'm pretty sure I was your dad." And there's been a ton of other things, which are like basically just that kind of archetypal setup for other people, and they have like the similar birthmarks of how that person died.
Hmm.
That'd be
That's
so
like,
cool.
I don't know. It's,
Everyone,
yeah, it's cool. It's cool to learn about.
do you think that would drive people crazy if in like 30 years everybody knew more about their other lives? Do you think that would be more of a inconvenient or
I
like
feel like
unnecessary thing, or cool?
I feel like it would be an eye opener to a lot of people because of, past lives. I feel like people would have known more and known different, maybe had different opinions as to what they do now. Like a pro-life person may have had like strong opinions about that or like strong experiences with that stuff in their past life, and like learning about that would be cool. Like just as an example. So I feel like it would be an inconvenience to some, but it would also be very fascinating.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Do you think that extraterrestrials are real? Aliens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. Like there's no way there's multiple like hundreds of thousands of galaxies, and like we're the only thing that are living. I don't think aliens are like the stereotypical green, like big-headed, big black-eyed things, but like there's definitely life out there other than us.
Do you think they'd be more humanoid, or the ones that would interact with Earth first?
Maybe. I feel like there's definitely more than like just one generic type. In our lifetime, no, but I think in the future, then they'll, develop the technology, like the aircraft or whatever, to go beyond just like landing on the moon or whatever, and then they'll kind of find more stuff outside of our galaxy and our solar system. So, I mean, I hope they do in our lifetime, but
Yeah. What do you think the meaning of life is?
I'm like very religious and I'm Muslim, so like we believe that the meaning of like that after you die you go to heaven. So
What's
or like you go to either hell or heaven. Heaven is described to be something, well, it's indescribable because you can't imagine it. Like it's unimaginable. That's how it's described.
like
So
source energy or euphoria, perhaps?
yeah, almost. It's described like you're told that you're going to be at a certain age and you're going to be with the family that you grew up with and you surrounded yourself with. But I feel like we're told that the meaning of life is like a test, and you have to like stay on the right path, and like no matter how much stuff you go through and like how many times you get sidetracked, you're supposed to like return to the same path and like stay true to yourself and to your faith. But I know there's different beliefs, and I know that there's different faiths out there that are similar to ours. So I feel like the meaning of the life is like a test for the afterlife.
I resonate with that a lot.
And even like I feel like people don't realize this a lot, but like if you take an example of like Christianity and Islam, there's definitely so many like similarities that people don't realize because of how much the Bible has been changed over the years since it like was brought down. But I don't know, people just don't realize that like when like for us, like when the prophets were around and when they were preaching their religion, when they were teaching their nations about it, they were like often preaching the same thing, but like people twisted their words. So now like we follow so many different things.
Do you think there's merit to astrology? Legitimacy?
Oh, I don't believe in astrology very much, like zodiac sign and stuff. I haven't been one to like follow them because in Islam you're not allowed to look at or stuff or like idolize it to tell you like stuff about your future or let it determine anything serious. But I definitely think it's interesting to learn about because it's cool how like the stars align and like they tell you so many things about people, and like people have similarities because they're connected by the position of stars. But like I don't let it determine stuff in my life.
Yeah, I think that's a good philosophy. The birth chart I find really fascinating. And transits, I guess.
I haven't really looked into like my birth chart stuff, so I don't know much about it. But like,
It's really cool. They're like the birth chart. The sun sign is just like the one planet which is most important, or like represents who you come across as, and then all the other ones in the solar system represent like different aspects of you or your inner
right.
aspects. From what I've read and like doing little readings for other people, it seems to resonate with everybody I've done it for. It's really fascinating. And even if it wasn't legit, it's still the best like self-development framework I've ever come across.
I feel like people like if I don't know if you're on TikTok, but people on TikTok who like have astrology pages, I feel like they've from what I saw it like how it used to be, it's changed so much and like because like it's just like teenagers pretending that they know about all this stuff and like telling people like, oh, if you're an Aquarius or if you're a Cancer, like you don't know how to like hide your emotions or you're too emotional. Like I feel like that's not really what astrology was about at one point,
Yeah, that's the controversy that from what I understand, sun signs and like the generic info is what can scale as far as making astrology content. So most people just make the really simple shit that can apply to everybody, or like they'll even just blast all of the signs in one video and try to make it so it can get millions of views, and like so people can not have to do work to understand what they're talking about. But
Yeah, I feel like it's very modernized.
yeah, a lot of the people that are super hardcore into astrology that I've watched videos from, who are like old people and whatever, they're looking at birth charts and transits and complicated shit and like aspects and all the shit, which when you actually look at what they're like showing you, and they're showing you what correlations they seem to see, it's really fascinating. I don't know. I see that there could be potential with astrology.
Never like explored in depth. Like I've just kind of seen what's on the surface. So like I would love to explore more because it seems so fascinating. Like the way you talk about it. Like I don't know, you make it seem really cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess that's kind of what I'd be going for.
Yeah, you're welcome. Like this is probably like one of the best talks on Omegle I've ever had in my life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How long have you like been into the astrology stuff?
Probably like a year.
That's cool. You learn a lot about like a person based off of their opinions and their beliefs. Yeah, no, it's like so cool. Do you like do readings and stuff for people?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of stuff for like those types of people and my friends and my family. And yeah, I don't know. It's really fascinating. There's seems to be
That is
definitely
like yeah, it's
something
really
there.
fascinating. No, it's really fascinating. I feel like people have really strong opinions and they're not really open to hearing anyone else out because they think that they're always right. So I feel like that kind of restricts a lot of conversations from happening for people to learn more about other people's beliefs and faiths. So I wish people like were more open-minded.
I guess that's kind of what I want to be doing then, is figuring out how to get people to be open-minded.
I think you're gonna be great at it. Like you've already like I mean I've usually come into things open-minded, but like I've really enjoyed having this talk. So I think you'll be good at it. You definitely would make a really big audience if you like got or if you gave people a chance to hear different people's opinions. Like if you were like say recording our conversation, like giving clips of it and like putting other people's opinions on there and then showing how diverse it is, I feel like people would be eager to learn about that.
I am recording this, by the way.
You are? Do you have like a YouTube channel I could subscribe to, or?
Thank you.
This was like a really fun. Oh my god, I've like never had so much fun on Omegle. I love talking about this stuff.
How many times have you been on Amigo? You haven't had any like solid interactions?
Oh no, I've had interactions that are like, oh my god, like where are you from? Like how are you? That's like the basic stuff. But I've never had like a sit down good talk for like a good 10 minutes about like stuff that I believe in, not like deep stuff.
I think once I got onto the train, like I had kind of like an existential crisis, and then that's all I could think about. And then I was like, I have to like keep thinking about this, or I'm just gonna lose it. And it's like the most important thing ever. And then that's kind of all I talk about now. So I'm kind of hardwired to have these conversations in this like.
No, I feel like people like I know so many people that are like not off of Michael. I feel like people love like deep conversations. It's like I don't know. It's just like something everyone can talk about.
Yeah, something everyone.
Because everyone has like has something.
But doesn't know if they can talk to everybody about it or whatever. But it's something you desire.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. I feel like it's taboo for some people to like bring up, but like in other cases,
That's
it's
so
like
funny.
encouraged.
Deep talks are taboo. What a concept. I think you're right.
I know, like I've seen so many people like online or something that are like hate when people bring up astrology or religion, and it's just like astrology, religion. Like everyone believes in everyone has an opinion on it. Why is it taboo?
Yeah, opportunity in sex education as well. I think that there's a lot of opportunity relative to that. My generation had no idea about anything, and the vast majority of people don't have like mutually satisfying interactions. I'm interested to see how that will go.
People are like not educated enough on that stuff. People probably should talk about it more. Well, I have to go, but this was a really nice talk.
Yeah, it was good talking to you. Take care.
Bye.